They stared at my boarding pass, then they stared at me. And in that tiny pause, barely half a second, I felt it. That quiet judgment. That invisible line being drawn. In their eyes, I didn't look like someone who belonged up front. I looked like someone who was about to be reminded of her place. Yeah, that was the moment everything changed. My name is Lila Monroe. I don't look famous. I don't dress flashy. I don't announce my success when I walk into a room. And that night, stepping onto Flight 617 from Chicago to San Diego, I just wanted to get home. I had paid for Seat 2A weeks in advance, full fare first-class window. After 3 straight days negotiating contracts that most people will never even hear about, all I wanted was silence, a blanket, and 6 hours where no one needed anything from me. The cabin smelled like expensive cologne and warmed leather. Soft music played the kind airlines use to convince people they're relaxed. I slid into my seat, tucked my bag away, and let out a breath I'd been holding for days. For the first time all week, I felt human again. Then I heard her. "Oh, absolutely not. This is unacceptable." Her voice cut through the cabin like glass. Sharp. Confident. The kind of voice that's never been told no and actually believed it. I opened one eye and saw her standing in the aisle. Perfect hair, white blazer, gold jewelry that looked more aggressive than elegant. She had one of those smiles that never reaches the eyes. Her husband hovered behind her, quiet, stiff, already defeated by years of apologizing for her behavior. She pointed straight at me. "That's my seat." I removed my headphones slowly. "I don't think so. This is 2A. She laughed, a short, breathy sound. "Sweetheart, I always sit here. There must have been a mix-up." I held up my boarding pass. "It matches." That's when her eyes really looked at me. Not the seat, not the number. Me, my hoodie, my natural curls pulled into a loose bun. No designer logos. No jewelry worth posting on social media. Her smile tightened. "Well," she said, turning to the flight attendant, "why is she in first class?" The question hung there. Heavy, ugly. Is she an upgrade, an employee? I mean, look at her. The flight attendant froze. I saw it happen in real time. Fear wrestling with professionalism. She glanced at me, then at the woman's designer bag, the shiny elite status tag hanging off the handle. I felt something cold settle in my chest. Not fear, recognition. I'd felt this before. Boardrooms, court hallways, charity galas where people assumed I was staff. "I paid for this seat," I said calmly. "I'm not moving." Her eyes widened like I'd insulted her. "Excuse me. That tone is completely inappropriate. I feel threatened." Threatened. By a woman sitting quietly in her assigned seat. She turned to her husband. "Mark, are you hearing this?" Mark stared at the floor. "I want the captain," she snapped. "Now." I unlocked my phone and started recording. Not because I planned anything. Because experience has taught me one thing. When power feels challenged, it lies. The captain arrived minutes later. Tall, confident, already annoyed. What seems to be the issue? She didn't miss a beat. "This passenger is refusing to vacate my seat. She's being aggressive. I don't feel safe." He looked at me, took in my clothes, my posture, my silence. "Ma'am," he said, "I need you to cooperate with my crew." "I am," I replied. "I'm seated where I paid to sit." He sighed like I was wasting his time. "We need to keep boarding moving." "So do I," I said. "That's why I bought this seat." She smirked. "We're premium members," she added. "We spend tens of thousands a year with this airline." And there it was, the invisible scale tipping. The captain leaned closer to me. "I can ask you to relocate to economy. Or I can remove you from the aircraft." The cabin went silent, every eye pretending not to watch. "So her loyalty status outweighs my ticket?" I asked. "Or is it something else?" His jaw tightened. "Watch your accusations." "I'm stating facts." He straightened. "This is your final warning." My face burned. Not with embarrassment, with rage held tightly behind years of professionalism. She had won, and she knew it. I stood up. "I'll leave," I said evenly. "But I want it documented that I was involuntarily removed to accommodate another passenger's preference." She waved dismissively, finally. As I stepped into the aisle, she leaned toward her husband and muttered loud enough for me to hear, "Trash always takes itself out." I didn't turn around. At the gate, the agent looked horrified. "They made you get off." "Yes," I said. "Please don't rebook me, just print the offload report." Then I made one call. "Ethan," I said when he answered, "I need you to clear your calendar." Something happened. Because here's what no one on that plane knew. I wasn't just another passenger. I was the senior compliance director for the airline's largest corporate partner. The one overseeing regulatory exposure. The one who signs off before lawsuits disappear. While Flight 61AC cruised west, I sat in the lounge drafting emails that would keep executives awake for weeks. Midair, the cockpit received a message requesting confirmation of the passenger removed from seat 2A. Name, role, reason. That's when panic set in. They landed in San Diego to flashing lights and suits waiting at the gate. The captain was escorted off. The woman was asked to remain seated. Her smile faltered for the first time. "What's this about?" she demanded. The airline's COO stepped forward. "Ma'am, due to verified reports of discriminatory conduct and interference with flight operations, your membership has been revoked, effective immediately." She laughed. "You can't be serious." "I'm very serious." Her husband stood up slowly. "What did you do?" he whispered. Security escorted them off the plane as passengers watched in stunned silence. By morning, videos were everywhere. Her words, her tone, my calm refusal. The internet did the rest. Sponsors pulled out. Her employer issued a statement. Her friends went quiet. 3 months later, we were in mediation. She looked smaller, less certain. No jewelry, no smile. "I didn't mean it like that," she said, eyes darting around the room. "I know exactly how you meant it," I replied. "The settlement wasn't about money. It was about change. Mandatory bias training, policy revisions, public accountability." And 1 year later, I boarded another flight. Same airline, same seat. This time, no one questioned me. As the plane lifted into the sky, I thought about how close I'd come to staying silent, to shrinking, to letting it slide. And I wondered how many people never get the chance to push back. So let me ask you this. If you were there, what would you have done? Would you have moved? Would you have spoken up? Or would you have recorded and fought? Tell me in the comments. I read every one. And if you've ever been judged, underestimated, or pushed aside, share your story. Someone out there needs to hear it.